Hi everyone, I'm Anna, your cinephile host. Today I will introduce you to the movie 21, a fast-paced, entertaining film about counting cards at the blackjack table. Broadly based on the book Bringing Down the House, the inside story of 6 MIT students who took Vegas for millions, the movie 21 has the extra advantage of being a somewhat true story as well. So, let's watch the movie 21, a tale that makes winning look easy but dangerous. Ben Campbell, a shy but brilliant MIT student who, needing to pay Harvard Medical School tuition in the near future, finds the answers in the cards, so to speak. The movie begins with Ben being interviewed by a scholarship committee member. It is for a complete, full-ride scholarship to Harvard Medical School, which Ben has already been accepted to, pending his graduation from MIT. Ben has a 4.0 GPA, got a 44 on his MCATs, but despite all of his amazing qualifications, the interviewer tells Ben that 76 other applicants have just as amazing resumes. He tells Ben that he needs outstanding life experience to make him dazzle. Ben pleads with the interviewer that there is no way he can afford to go to Harvard Med without the scholarship, and that's the only thing standing in his way. Back at MIT, Professor Miki Rosa challenges Ben with a difficult problem, which he solves successfully. After looking at Ben's 97% score on his latest nonlinear equations test, Rosa invites Ben to join his blackjack team, which consists of fellow students Troy, Fisher, Jill, and Kiana.
Look, I've been teaching for more than 14 years, and I've never had a student as impressive as you. Your brain is like a goddamn Pentium chip. You're going to do great. You know how I know that? Because you remind me of myself 25 years ago. You in?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in.
Good.
After some initial hesitation, Ben eventually joins the team. Using card counting and certain signals, they are able to increase their probability of winning while at casinos, leading them to earn substantial profits. Ben learns the signs, symbols, methods of counting, and all about what they do. They tell Ben he will have to go to a practice run.
And there's one more thing, Ben, and this is important. We're counting cards. We're not gambling. We're following a specific set of rules and playing a system.
Right.
I've seen how crazy it can get at those tables. And sometimes people lose control. They give in to their emotions. You will not.
We see Ben enter an underground gambling ring, and he looks nervous. He goes to a hot table as he is signaled and starts to play. He's winning money when all of a sudden a bag is put over his head and he's dragged out of the room by thugs. Scared for his life, he freaks out when it is revealed it is the team testing him. He passes and they tell him he will be leaving with them for Las Vegas the next day.
How come you don't play?
Oh, I did. I played for a long time and I was the best, but I'm retired now. Take my advice, Ben. It's always best to go out when you're on top. Welcome to Vegas.
Ben becomes the big player and wins lots of money going to Vegas each weekend. The team splits the weekend winnings, and after a while, Ben has saved over $160,000. The team is impressed by Ben's skill, but Fisher becomes jealous and fights him while drunk, leading Rosa to expel him. Meanwhile, the head of security, Cole Williams, has been monitoring the team and begins to turn his attention to Ben. Back at MIT, Ben has been ignoring his best friends. They confront him and they get into an argument. He screws up their mutual project for an engineering competition, and he and his friends separate on bad terms. During the next trip to Las Vegas, he is emotionally distracted and fails to walk away from the table when signaled, causing him to lose his earnings of $200,000 and making Miki furious. Miki screams at the group and tells them that they will pay him back and that they need to find their own way back to Boston. After Ben convinces them, the team decides to stay and win the money back without Miki. We learn that Ben has now saved over $300,000, but his priorities have changed and he's becoming greedy. The team is caught by Williams, whom Rosa tipped off. William beats up Ben and warns him not to return.
You know what's worse than a loser? Someone who won't admit he played it wrong.
Back in Boston, Ben learns that he is ineligible for graduation because his course, taught by Professor Rosa, is marked as incomplete. Moreover, Ben's room was raided and destroyed, and all of his money taken. Suspecting Rosa, Ben confers with the other blackjack students, and they persuade Rosa to make a final trip to Las Vegas before the casinos install biometric software.
All right, look, Ben, I'm not going to lie to you. You're good. You're very, very good. But you did exactly what I told you not to. You got emotional, and then you got stupid. Now you tell me why in the world I'd ever get back in business with you.
The team puts on disguises and returns to the casino, winning $640,000 before they are spotted by Williams. Rosa flees with the bag of chips, jumping onto a limousine, but discovers that it's a setup to give him to Williams. It is revealed that Ben and Williams made a deal to lure Rosa to Vegas so that Williams may capture him because of their past grievances. Williams proceeds to hold Rosa hostage and subject him to beatings. In exchange, Williams allows Ben to play for one more night in Vegas, enjoying immunity from capture. However, as Ben is leaving with his earnings, Williams betrays him and takes the bag of chips at gunpoint. Ben protests, and Williams explains that he needs retirement funds, whereas intelligent people like Ben will always find a way to succeed. The film ends with Ben recounting the entire tale to the dazzled scholarship director.
And there's one more thing, Ben, and this is important. We're counting cards. We're not gambling. We're following a specific set of rules and playing a system.
I'm retired now. Take my advice, Ben. It's always best to go out when you're on top. Welcome to Vegas. You know what's worse than a loser? Someone who won't admit he played it wrong. I told you not to. You got emotional, and then you got stupid. Now you tell me why in the world I'd ever get back in business with you.
21 draws us in with its vibrant, likable cast and leaves us with a somewhat suspicious, if predictable, conclusion. Ben's character and his transition from innocent, hardworking student to an obsessed card shark who has to learn a life lesson the hard way are very well handled. He's gone through his student life earning everything he gets with hard work, and finally something has been laid in front of him that is easy, pays a lot of money, and lets him have the time of his life each weekend in Vegas. When you're suddenly having more money than you've ever had, it's easy to get caught up in the moment. I'm your host Anna, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. You can find more on Funday website. Stay tuned!